nothing quite like the heartache of watching your kids struggle and experience stress. Whether it's starting a new school, making new friends, or having to deal with challenging people, it can feel downright impossible sometimes. So today I'm sharing my take on how to deal with those tricky situations. So the way I look at it, there's a few things that I keep in mind. So for me, courage and resilience are two of the top core values I hope to instill in my kids. Because I really firmly believe that when you can have courage and you have a foundation of resilience, you can face anything. It will not matter what gets dropped on their plate, they will be able to handle it. So I take the approach of walking with them through challenges, like head on through the challenge, rather than wanting to give in to that tendency. I'm laughing because this is like what I actually want to do. What I want to do in those situations is put on my little chauffeur hat and drive them exactly around the problem so they don't even have to like look at it. It's like, hey kids, come on in. It's nice and comfortable in this car. I'll just steer you right around here. It'll be quick and easy. No sweat, no stress. That's what I want to do. But the thing is, I know that reaction has nothing to do with them and everything to do with me and my own insecurities. Chauffeur Kelly is the mom who just wants to protect herself from the stress of seeing her kids struggle, because that hurts. That feeling of seeing your kids struggle or seeing your kids upset, it hurts. Sure, I want to, of course, protect them from mistakes or from struggles that I maybe had as a kid, but it's also me wanting to protect myself from those feelings of discomfort, and I know that does not serve them at all. That does not build courage. That builds okay, where's the nearest car that I can hop in to get me out of this situation? Which is not exactly what I want to instill in my kids. I want to offer them the opportunity to struggle. And that doesn't mean throwing them to the wolves or throwing them in the deep end or never helping them or giving them a hand when they need it. It's just about assessing every situation, looking at all the variables and thinking, okay, can they do this? Can I help them walk through this? And if I can, that's exactly the path that I'm gonna take, and try to avoid being that chauffeur whenever I can. So from a practical standpoint, like what does that look like? Because you're probably thinking like, okay, that's awesome, walk with them, but then how do I deal with drop-off? Like what do I do at drop-off? 3 big things that I like to keep in mind. First of all is empathy. Because sometimes when we're really trying to encourage our kids to try things that they're scared of, or maybe they're experiencing a bit of anxiety, we can downplay what they're actually feeling. You're fine, don't worry about it, you can do this. We don't acknowledge at all what they're feeling. So I will even say, you don't want to go to school today, bud? Or you're feeling really afraid about XYZ, just so they know that I'm listening and they know that I'm on the same page as them, that I get where they're at, so they don't feel like they're alone in their feelings. The second thing is listening. It goes right along with being empathetic. We really need to listen, because sometimes I'm laughing, because for me, sometimes listening can mean me asking a million questions and getting like annoying and just badgering them. Like, what's wrong? Are you okay? What do you need? What can we do about this? In my effort to try and fix and solve and comfort, I can overdo it with the questions. So listening means listening, pausing, allowing the silence and allowing them to be, whether it's just that extra moment at drop off of a hug, no words necessary, just allowing the space for them to be how they need to be in that moment, and just noticing that tendency to overdo it with the questions. And the third thing is reminding them of their strengths. If you're in one of those situations or you're trying to help them through a tough time, reminding them of their strengths. And I do this in a really specific way, reminding them of a specific time they faced their fear and then what the outcome was on the other side, helping remind them that it's okay to be afraid, we can face it together and look at the good that can come from it. Whether it's approaching a new friend or trying out a new activity, just keep a couple of those in your back pocket, because I always tend to think of me in my adult life when I'm feeling really anxious or fearful or upset. If someone I really love and care about is reminding me that I'm brave and that I'm strong and that I'm courageous, sometimes it's like, oh, well, you have to say that. It's like, you have to say that, you're my mom, and you don't really believe it. But when you can be reminded of specific situations where you overcame adversity and then the benefits or the good that came to you on the other side, is incredibly empowering. So the next time you're in one of those tricky situations, feeling really unsure, and you're really wanting to step in and rescue or chauffeur around the hurdle, think about walking with them toward the challenge, facing it head on, listening, being really empathetic, and reminding your kids of specific strengths they've used in the past to overcome fears and anxieties. I hope that helps, and as always, let me know in the comments what you thought of this video and if you have any topics you'd like to see me cover in the future. Have a fabulous, fabulous day, and I will see you all again soon. Bye for now.